Hey guys, this is Dennis, the founder of Think Hero.
And I'm David Griffin, your resident comic book and video game guru.
And this is our review of Breaking Bad Season 5, the final season.
Yeah, episode 14.
14?
Called Ozymandias.
Yeah, this is like the big one.
This is the big one.
This is like
This is the Reigns of Castamere.
Yeah, if any of you guys watched Game of Thrones, this is like the Red Wedding episode
right.
For Breaking Bad. This is kind of one of the most intense episodes for Breaking Bad because they built basically the whole series to lead up to this point because so many things happened in this. You know, we kind of thought maybe before it was when Hank found out about Walt, but that was just kind of leading up to this episode.
Yeah, this is where everything went down. We've never really had an episode where everything just went crap. I mean, everything just went horribly wrong. This is where everything falls apart. Yeah. Everybody knows what's going on now. Everybody, you know, I mean, even, you know, Walt Jr. knows. Everybody knows what's going on now. It's all on the table right now.
First of all, this episode is directed by Rian Johnson, you know, the movie director who's directed Looper, Brothers Bloom, Brick. You know, he's directed a few episodes before, but I'm sure they specifically wanted him for this episode.
This needed kind of a unique visual style, and he definitely brought that.
Yeah, because it's a very intense episode. But you know, instead of starting off at the end of last episode with the shootout, they started with a flashback.
Right.
And I think they did that because they wanted to show kind of like how the relationships were back then. I mean, you saw how Walt, when he was going to call Skylar and lie to her, how like, you know.
He rehearsed it.
Yeah, he's rehearsing. He's like, he didn't know what to say. He was so unused to it. Where now, like, his lies just come out like,
it's just second nature.
Yeah, and his relationship with Jesse was different, and
even with Skylar, they kind of had a decent relationship then. It was kind of, they had a little love there, I think. Now it's all gone to crap, but they used to have a little bit of love back then. Yeah, it's different. And Jesse was kind of goofy and like the whole science stuff. I mean, now he knows how to cook. We know that, but before, he didn't care about any of that. Yeah.
So, and then they jump back into the shootout. Watching last episode, even though they didn't show Hank dying, you knew he was going to die.
Right.
You knew it because of the way they set up how he called Marie and, you know, all this like, oh, congratulations, it's all over, I love you, blah, blah, blah. Perfect time, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it just, I can't say anything in this episode, as great as it was and as well done as it was, nothing was shocking.
No.
I wasn't like, I mean, seeing Hank get killed, it's like, well, obviously, I mean, you kind of see, you know, it's coming. It's still hard to see, but it wasn't shocking into anything. But it doesn't take away from how good the episode was.
No. This is definitely one of the best episodes of Breaking Bad. Really, you know, I'd probably have to rewatch the whole series again to see where it ranks, but it's definitely in the top. You know, one of the top 3 probably episodes, maybe top 5. You know, I don't remember exactly other ones, but yeah, like Hank's death, and they kind of just. Matter of fact, just, you know, they did it.
I mean, that's the thing with, you know, Todd's uncle and his crew. I mean, those guys are ruthless, but they're just real business about it. I mean, they're not, I mean, there's a lot of conversations in the comments about this. They're not good guys. Todd's not a good guy necessarily, but I mean, they're just, they're matter of fact about it. Like, look, like, we need to get this guy killed so we can move on with our business. And hey, we'll leave you a cut because Todd respects you and he's my nephew, so I respect him. So I'm going to leave you $11 million. Like, they're just like so matter of fact about it. The uncle's just like, well, that sounds good to me. Is that good to you? Like, he's not like an unfair guy. He's ruthless. He's mean. He's cruel, but he's not unfair. It's really interesting to see that. And racist. Yeah, he does have the whole Nazi. Yeah, he is racist. But, you know, it's like, it's interesting to see that. Really interesting.
Todd, Meth Damon.
I know. Todd got a little emotional. Like when Walt was crying, Todd kind of did like one of those things and got all sad. So it's really interesting.
And also, I think we saw the last, I don't know, little bit of Hank's like humanity in a way because he was willing to trade $80 million for Hank's life.
Yeah. I think that's the last of it, though. Yeah, I think you're right.
And then after Hank was killed, I think that was that was it. I mean, he did try to save his family, or not save, but he wanted to get away with his family and start new. You know,
he's just gone too far. It's too far. It's too late to do that. To start over. Yeah.
I mean, he's basically paying for all the things that he had done before. Because remember, he retired. He hasn't been doing anything really bad, but he's been trying to cover up all these things, and now it's all come to a head.
We don't get to give him a lot of credit just because he doesn't have a lot of scenes, but I want to say Walt Jr., the actor, I think he did a great job. You know, just the reveal when Skylar told him everything, like his reactions, you know, just being like, He's like, "You're not shitting me, are you?" Or stuff like that. Just like all this stuff, all these lies. Like, are you lying now? Or are you telling a lie now? What was a lie? I mean, his shock on his face. He did a really good job.
Well, because he adores his dad. He thinks his dad is like the best.
And even when he found out, he's like, "I want to talk to my dad. I want to talk to my dad. Where is he?" Like, he still wanted to hear the story from him.
Yeah, only until when he saw Walt and Skylar fighting did he kind of turn on his dad, say, "No, this isn't right," and even lied a little bit in saying like that Walt had pulled the knife.
Yeah, exactly. Skylar pulled the knife. Skylar was trying to kill somebody. But I did like, again, another just Bryan Johnson did a great job directing. I love that you and I were watching that scene, and they had the focus on the phone and the knife were right in the camera, and it's like, which one is she going to choose? And she chooses the knife, and then we see it later on in the episode, the scene again, and she chooses the phone. The next time.
You definitely saw Rian Johnson's style in this episode.
There's really good directing choices.
Yeah. And we had talked about this and speculated about this before. We knew that at some point Jesse was going to learn about Jane.
Yeah.
We didn't know how, though. We didn't know.
That was kind of cold-blooded by Walt. Yeah. Yeah. Like, stick it in there.
Yeah, because he feels betrayed by Jesse, and so that's why he told him. Because we didn't know in that episode, The Fly. I don't know if you remember that one, where he was kind of delirious and something. He almost told Jesse.
Right.
You know. Right. And it's kind of been a secret he's been keeping this whole time. And we didn't know that he was just going to outright just tell him,
Yeah, I mean, Walt went bad. I mean, after the whole emotional breakdown when Hank was killed, I mean, he just went dark. I mean, he's like, "Hey, Jesse, by the way, I know you're going to go get tortured for the next 5 or 6 days by, these guys, by Todd and his boys. But by the way, I also let your girlfriend die. I could have saved her. Like, take that."
And when they were about to kill him, he was like, "Yeah, just go ahead." Like, no emotion.
Yeah. And obviously the argument he had with Skylar over the phone, calling her a bitch, and I mean, like I said, I know people get, there's comments. I think the actress Anna Gunn wrote an article in the New Yorker, one of the big papers, and kind of defending her character. Vince Gilligan's very apologetic about Skylar. She's just never been my favorite character. I know a lot of people say she's reacting rationally, and that's the way she should react in her situation. Maybe that's true. I don't think she's always been written that well. It's just my opinion. But I actually felt bad for her in that moment when Walt was just berating her with all those just mean, hurtful things. At that moment, I was like, man, I kind of feel kind of bad for her character.
Well, because she was only thinking about her baby.
Right,
Ollie.
yeah, which is like, of course you're going to think about the baby. Yeah, I mean, can't just be throwing her up into fire trucks,
Yeah, I mean, everything. I mean, you got, Walt Jr. finds out of his dad. He's crushed.
Yeah.
Marie's crushed because she found out Hank's dead.
Right.
And then Skylar, she doesn't know where her baby is.
Right.
If she's ever going to see her again. I mean, luckily Walt, realized that the best thing for the baby is not to be with him and on the run, And
at least Walt did that. At least let the baby go. That was smart. At least let the baby go.
Yeah.
So now I guess, I mean, and then I guess let's go talk about Jesse a little bit. Now Jesse's over there with Todd. Todd is... I know you're not supposed to like his character like as a human being. He's not a good human being.
Because he shot a little kid.
He's not a good human being.
No.
But this is television. This is fake. No one's really dying in these episodes. So I mean, it's nice. He's an interesting character to watch.
Well, that's like the context of people hating on Skylar versus Walt. Yes, Walt is the more evil character.
Right. Like in real life, Skylar's doing the right thing.
Yes.
She should be angry.
But
this is television.
But people are annoyed at Skylar because it's in the context of a television show.
Right.
We're not talking about.
I'm not talking about Anna Gunn as she acts in her real life. I'm talking about Skylar, the character
on the TV show.
Yeah, it's not my favorite character on television right now. But I have nothing against Anna Gunn as a person. Yeah. But I want to say that I do I'm curious to see what Todd and Jesse are going to do. I mean, Todd's just, again, wants to impress Lydia. We know that from the last episode, so he's going to try to make the best batch that he can. Of course, it still doesn't make any sense. He has $80 million to split. It's like
70.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He gave the other barrel, right? $70 million. So what's the point?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why they even bother cooking anymore. I mean, they've got plenty of money. I wouldn't even stick around that area. I would leave. I'd be like, I'll see you later, man. I'm going to go enjoy this money.
I really like, though, I thought this was I don't know if this is the writing or the directing, a great choice is to not show Jesse's torture.
Oh, how they just cut to...
Because the episode's so heavy. You already killed Hank. We saw a lot of death. We don't need more torture and more... I like that they just cut to him after you can tell he's been tortured for a few days. I like that they
might have shot the scenes and decided that it was too much.
Yeah, I like
also,
that.
it's AMC. It's not HBO.
True.
So there are certain things they don't want to go too far. Right. But I think it probably most likely was like what you were saying. It was probably a little too much to see, given the episode. Right.
I was going to look, I guess, talking about all this, I guess looking ahead, I mean, so we now know Walt at the end he takes Saul's get out of jail free card program.
Yeah, basically the new identity program.
Right. So he's going to go off to New Hampshire, Vermont, wherever he's going to go. Yeah. So again, we're trying to say what's going to bring him back.
Yeah, with the machine gun.
With the machine gun, yeah.
Like, who is he trying to kill? Is it Jesse?
Because right now he doesn't have any beef with anybody, but he doesn't know that Todd is keeping Jesse alive, and Walt's understanding is that Todd and his boys are going to kill him after they interrogated him. So are they going to rebuild the empire again? Is it going to be the Todd and Jesse team? I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he's coming back to kill, the Nazi Brotherhood,
right? The Nazi Brotherhood, yeah,
or just Jesse. I mean, I couldn't see him. He's not going to go aggro on his family as much as he, talk shit about Skylar the whole time.
Right.
He's not going to go aggro on them.
Right.
So, I mean, that's really the only choices.
Yeah.
That he's going to go and try and exact some sort of revenge on Jesse.
And I wonder, will this be bigger than the shootout we just saw? Will they even get to the shootout? I wonder how the endings. I'm sure it's going to be great, but I can't imagine what it's going to be like.
Yeah, I mean, I assume one of the two are going to die. Either Jesse or Walt are going to die. Right. I don't see both of them dying. I think one of them is going to die. But
yeah, it's going to be exciting. 2 more episodes.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that's what we thought of this pretty monumental episode in Breaking Bad. Let us know what you think. What did you think of everything that happened in this episode and how the whole series has led up to all these moments? You can post comments on our YouTube video in the below section. That's youtube.com/ThinkHeroPro. Make sure you subscribe to that channel. We also have a Twitter page. That's twitter.com/ThinkHero.
You can also find me on Twitter. I'm at GriffinDE.
And we also have a Facebook page. That's facebook.com/ThinkHeroFans. And you also check out our website at thinkhero.com.